Welcome to Celeb Scene Central. Henry Winkler, aka Fonzie himself, dropped by for the newest episode of the Smartless podcast, where he opened up about a time the FBI showed up on his doorstep and he thought for sure he was getting busted for smoking marijuana. The funny walk down memory lane came up when the Happy Days star and the podcast's hosts Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett were talking about interesting fan encounters, including when people would come to Winkler's apartment during the show's heyday and lift their shirt and ask him to sign parts of their anatomy. That story prompted a different memory for Winkler, so I'm sitting in my apartment. I have a Victrola because everything was vinyl. I went to Tower Records on Sunset Boulevard. I bought Dan Fogelberg, and I was listening to Dan Fogelberg on my rented Victrola. The door knocks. I get up. There are 3 men with badges. And I said, "Oh no, you do not smell what you think you're smelling. Oh my God." At this point, Hayes filled in the blanks, telling him there was some weed going on. Winkler continued, and they said, "We're with the FBI. We're not here for that. We just wanted to meet the Fonz." That's a bit of an abuse of their assets, right? They just looked up your address? Bateman pointed out. In true Fonzie fashion, Winkler says this little tidbit didn't even bother him at the time. "I was so happy that I was not being put in handcuffs that I didn't care what they did," Winkler told the group. "You're right, you're so happy that you're not getting busted for having a big pile of stinky bud," Arnett added, laughing. Before changing the subject, Winkler famously originated the beloved character of Arthur, the Fonzarelli, on the first episode of Happy Days in January 1974, and played him through the series' end in July 1984. Elsewhere on the Smartless podcast, Winkler and the group discussed all manner of things, from leaf blowers, to chocolate jewelry, to self-esteem and being a complete human being.